So a little bit about Bluechem Group. We've been in the business now for 30 years. So we develop our products, with a simple philosophy in mind, to bring chemical tools to advance the automotive industry, to help professionals such as workshop professionals with simple devices or simple applications that they can apply to their everyday service to solve simple and technical problems. So basically what we've done throughout the Bluechem Group range, together with Vistacare here in India, is we've adapted that business concept or that business model for the Indian market. So we know that it's very important here to service not only the passenger vehicles, but also the two-wheeler vehicles as well. So we developed then a series of products which can be applied then to the everyday service. When the vehicle comes in, the service products are applied, the service is performed, the customer gets the vehicle back, and he has no idea that what products have been applied. This is actually something that's more for the professional market. So this is something then for the professional user. Basically, to give you a little idea about Bluechem as a whole, we're a group or a collaboration of different companies throughout the world. We're actually quite diversified. We have over 105 countries now with complete distribution of our products. We also work with OE manufacturers like Toyota or Hyundai. We manufacture also for companies such as the Verth Group, providing them quality-based products. Yeah?
Okay, so this is a Germany...
It's a German company, yeah. German-based company.
Okay. So I wanted to know, you have come into collaboration with Vista.
Yes.
What is the reason and why have you chosen India as your partner?
The reason for that is actually quite simple. As I mentioned before, the Indian market is quite diversified. You not only have then the automotive or the passenger vehicle sector, you also have the two-wheelers and the three-wheelers, and you have the tuk-tuks, and the passenger taxi transportation fleet. So that it's not one size fits all. It's like a shoe. Every size is different. And so what we did was we developed different size products, what we normally wouldn't offer in the European market. In the European market, it's more passenger car based. So we would have larger sizes to suit those needs. But here we partnered with Vistacare because they have the ability then to produce and package the items. So we simply provide the chemicals and they package it for the Indian market. So we have it then in the smaller sizes for the two-wheelers. We have it then in the larger sizes also for the passenger cars. They also do what's called the shrink wrapping. And I was curious about that when I arrived here because it was an interesting concept for me. Why is that necessary? And they said a bigger problem here is the transportation. Things can get damaged, bottles can be rubbed together, and in the end appearance for the product is very important. They also don't want any tampering involved. When the end customer receives the product, he wants to know that it's sealed and it has never been tampered with before. So therefore, partnering with Vista allows us to do that. So we can package everything quite nicely, we can give a nice appearance, and we adapt, like I said, for the Indian market.
Yeah. So let's talk about the product range that you have here in India.
Yeah.
And does it also include the big CVs also?
Yeah, so basically what we have here for the Indian market is we have a small series of products. Like I said, for the everyday use. We have from engine cleaners to fuel system cleaners and decarbonizer. And the decarbonizer is quite an innovative product. So it's not something that you're going to find even in this exhibition. So we won in 2018 German Innovation Award winner in Germany for this. So basically what it does is it decarbonizes the whole combustion chamber. So you can also treat your EGR system, you can also treat your turbo system, you can treat your air intake manifold. So it's a multi-use product as well. And basically in the past, people would have to spend lots of time and additional labor to dismantle parts. So we did this in collaboration with Hyundai in Malaysia. And basically what we did with them, they had a very big problem with the newer engines because of the coming emission regulations. The engines now have been downsized, particularly the diesel engines. And now you're asking these engines to work harder. They strap a turbocharger on them and they ask them to perform. When the vehicle is new and everything is running fine, there is no problem and your emissions are quite controlled. But within 40, 50, 60,000 kilometers, the situation is quite different. You end up with a lot of carbon deposits throughout the engine. And when you have carbon deposits, particularly in the piston rings or in the valve system, then you have blockages. And then you have compression loss. When you have compression loss, you have loss of power, and your emissions start shooting upwards. So with this product, basically what we can do is we can spray it directly into the combustion chamber. It works as an active foam. It treats the area completely. You can safely extract it out, and then the engine is completely clean and clear. So this is a little bit a part about what the innovation that we do. And we've been perfecting it over 30 years. Yeah.
So the vehicle type really doesn't matter, right?
It doesn't matter. So we create the product to be used in all engine types. So for example, our engine clean, it's on a solvent-based technology and it's based on EP principles, so extreme pressure. So we don't use any harmful alcohols or we don't use any kind of harmful acids that will be damaging to sensitive seals and gaskets and O-rings. So basically what we do is we use a solvent base So that means it can be applied on any vehicle with any kilometer range. Even cars that have 100, 200, 300,000 kilometers, you can safely apply it and it will dissolve inside of the system. That means you don't get any clumps or any formations that will be trapped and cause oil starvation, which is a common problem. So we don't use any alcohol either. Alcohol is a very cheap product to use. A lot of manufacturers like to use it because it's readily available and you can provide it for a relatively cheap price. But it's very harmful. You know, it's like if you put it on your skin, it's very dry. And you don't want to do that to your engine. So your engine needs to be constantly lubricated. So this gives you a little bit of an idea of what we think about. All of our products are also certified. We do a certification process with the TUV, not only for the made in Germany, because a lot of companies have this now made in Germany. You could have a German product, but it can be maybe not such good quality. We have the certification for made in Germany, and then we have individual independent certification from the TUV from their lab themselves. And they certify that the product works as directed, which basically means what is written on the label is how you can expect the product to perform. We do further testing with the Phoenix Labs Institute. This is a subsidiary from Continental Tires. And basically what they do is they're not interested in the quality of the product. They want to know, are the seals, the gaskets, the O-rings going to be affected? Is there going to be an increase in the diameter of the gaskets? Is there going to be a brittling effect on the gaskets? They test for all of that, and we have compatibility then test for the products as well, so they're safe to use. We want to have good, reliable products that are not going to have a harmful side effect. So that's the difference that we put into the products.
So let's talk about the Expo itself, Auto Expo itself, your presence here. What would be the purpose of presenting here for you from the angle of Bluechem?
For the angle of Bluechem, it's always good for us to have a good market presence. You know, you have a lot of competitors here, you have a lot of manufacturers here, you have a lot of industry leaders. And for us, it's more to show that we're in the market, we're very active, we're offering our innovative product range, you know, for not only the professional, but also the average consumer. And, you know, I'm here a little bit, and part of the purpose that I'm here, in particularly, is to talk to the people and kind of educate a little bit and to explain why, because this is always the big question. You know, you see these products here and there and everywhere, but you don't understand why is it necessary? Why are additives playing such an important role in the market? And what I always explain to people is, you see additives everywhere. You know, your fuel has an additive in it, which is alcohol to stabilize the fuel. Your oils have additive package in them in the base oil to make them function. Detergents and cleaners and things like that. Your coolants have additives in them. So the same thing is necessary then as a treatment. So we offer prevention treatment, and then we offer as well maintenance treatment. So we put this all in our service and maintenance concept. I don't like to say that we sell or offer products. We offer a business concept or a business model. So this is part of our Keep Clean technology, which means by applying this business model or this concept in your workshop, you will be offering the customers an opportunity to keep their engines running problem-free for hundreds of thousands of kilometers down the road.
Okay, so tell us, what have you launched?
So what we've launched recently is our Carbon X product. You have here, it's a two-component kit. You have your K1 and you have your K2. And the reason this is so innovative is because it gives you an easy way to decarbonize the engine. As I mentioned before, it also works on the EGR system, the turbo system, and it also works on the air intake manifold. Why that's important? You know, your air intake manifold is how your engine breathes. When you use this product, you know, especially in the newer engines, they use a composite plastic. In the past, it used to be a cast piece, which means most workshops, they put a torch on it under high heat, and they can melt the contamination away, the carbon buildup. With the new composites, you cannot do that. So it's very, very difficult to access these points in the engine. So using our Carbon X product, one is a highly active foam, and the other one is a lubricant and a solvent. So basically when you use this in combination, you would spray the component 1 inside of the affected area. It's a rapid expanding foam, and it will stay in this way. Within 15 to 20 minutes, it will eat away at all of the carbon deposits. That's where you have then the component 2, because you need to bring that foam into a liquid state so it could be extracted out or removed. By using the component 2, you spray it inside, it converts the foam into a liquid, and you will have what is called like a sludge or a paste. And this could be then safely extracted. We have an extractor tool that accompanies these two products that works under a vacuum principle. You attach it then to an air compressor, and it sucks everything safely out. The other benefit of this product, if you use it for the combustion chamber, is it lubricates. Because once you dry everything out with the component 1, you cannot start the engine safely anymore, because you will have metal-to-metal contact, which is not good. That's why you use the component 2. It will dissolve all of that and also lubricate and prepare the engine to restart or the components to be used again. So that's what's unique and innovative about these two products here. So basically, what used to be before many hours of labor dismantling and cleaning parts by hand can now be done with a simple application. So here we have the OxyCat. The OxyCat, oxygen sensor cleaner, catalytic converter cleaner. So it's a 2-in-1 product. And what a lot of manufacturers ignore is the exhaust system of the vehicle, which is as important as any other component, because you have there your oxygen sensor. The oxygen sensor transmits information to the brain or the computer of the car, and it tells it how much fuel and how much air to mix together to create optimal combustion. If the oxygen sensor is dirty on the car, the computer cannot then process the information correctly, which means it starts to deposit additional fuel, so fuel consumption goes up. When fuel consumption goes up, emissions go up as well. So there you have a huge problem. The catalytic converter can also be affected, and this is how the engine can breathe. If the engine cannot breathe properly, if the catalytic converter is clogged, which happens a lot in India because you have a lot of short distance driving. With a lot of short distance driving, these emissions cannot be burned properly in the catalytic converter, so it creates a backup. So what happens is, when this is backed up, then you get back pressure into the engine, which means the combustion process cannot function properly. You're working against the piston, which means you have a decrease in power as well. So what this product is unique because you just simply insert it into the fuel tank. It uses the fuel system as a catalyst, as a transportation system. It doesn't do anything to the fuel system. Once the chemical gets into the combustion chamber, it becomes from a liquid to a gas. When it's in a gas state, these vapors enter the exhaust system and they start to clean. So it's clean as you drive. So as you're driving, everything is being cleaned. When the tank is empty, so normally we recommend to fill your tank when you're applying the product. When the tank is empty, the process is complete. Your oxygen sensor and your catalytic converter have been properly cleaned. So this is another innovation that we have at Bluechem Group together with VistaCare. So India is a cost-sensitive market. So we always have to keep the Indian consumer in mind. And part of our strategy for that and partnering with VistaCare, the reason it's so important, if we did our packaging on our own, if we transported everything on our own, then our prices would be out of reach to the average consumer. And this is very important. So we want to offer our innovative technology for everyone. We don't want to have it just for the high end, because we have to think about all of the car industry. And so we considered that when we partnered with VistaCare. So the reason for that is we ship them the chemicals here. All of the technology then comes from our side, and VistaCare carefully does all of the packaging options. So all of the bottling, all of the labeling, all of the shrink wrap packaging is done then here locally. So we're also helping the local business as well. So between that partnership, then we can offer different sizes, as I mentioned before. So for the two-wheeler market and also for the passenger car. And at the same time, we offer a unique price perspective that's available and affordable for everyone.
Yeah. So what is your growth strategy for India?
Yeah, basically, and this is the part of VistaCare. So what we've done here is we want to maintain long-term strategy. We do not want short-term sales. This is not a proper way to do business. So what we do is we engage directly with either the car care centers or either the auto parts manufacturers here or the suppliers. And we want to use their existing sales network in order to branch our products out. We also use the staff here from VistaCare, and we have a particular training procedure that we go by. We have demo kits, and we have what we call a target path, which is an easy path to follow to be able to show the average consumer why the products are necessary, how they function, and what to look for in an additive, in a quality additive. And so with this, we can target specifically then the workshops. We can go to them, we can make really huge demonstrations, we can bring 5, 6, 7, 8 workshops together, and we can show them within one day how the proper procedure is. And this helps also to educate the customer as well into what to look for. And so that's all involving in this kind of relationship that we're trying to create. So we want to have this long-term relationship where it grows and we grow together. When the customer grows, we also grow. So it's a benefit for everyone. It's like an ecosystem at the end of the day. So that's part of the long-term strategy. Yeah.